Hey, welcome back. I'm Kristin.
I'm Ryan.
And if you don't know it yet, we have 10 kids. Today we thought we would do a little something fun. We thought we would talk about some of the places we've traveled. If you didn't know it, we have traveled for a little over a year in our RV. We sold our big 5,000 square foot house, moved into an RV with our big family of 12 and started traveling the United States. The only place we haven't been yet is Northeast, which we're hoping to go there this summer. And so we will not be including that in today's video, but we wanted to talk about some of the funnest places we've gone, most interesting, or places that we've really liked to give you an idea maybe for vacations or just interesting places you could visit. So we'll start from the beginning because the very first place we headed to out of Texas was one of our top favorite places.
Yeah.
Where was that?
New Mexico.
Yes.
Specifically Santa Fe. And the big deal there was the balloon fiesta.
Yes.
So I don't know if y'all have been to the balloon fiesta, but basically, I don't know, it's like 500 balloons.
Hot air
balloons, maybe more. It is a bunch, but they have everybody set up in this huge field, and you can go down right up to the balloon. You can talk to all the women and men who are going up in these balloons and ask them questions, and that's just such a memorable thing for me because I got to actually hold my little girls up and let them touch the balloons, and of course their eyes are like that big.
It was very cool. Like, we are not morning people, but we got up I think 4 a.m. to drive down to get into this place. It's in Albuquerque, so we stayed in Santa Fe because if you want to go to the balloon fiesta and you're staying in a hotel or in an RV park, you need to reserve well in advance, like very well in advance. We were very, very lucky to get an RV spot at all, anywhere remotely close, and we got it in Santa Fe, which I think was like a 40 to an hour drive.
Yeah, about
40 minutes to an hour. And so we absolutely loved the balloon fiesta. Our kids, a lot of them still say that's one of their favorite places they've gone, and I would say that's one of my favorite places that I've gone.
Definitely.
And also in Santa Fe, one of our favorite museums we've ever been to was there. It's called Meow Wolf. It was very quirky, very weird, very random. We loved it. Also in New Mexico is White Sands. I think it's a national park now. It was not when we visited. I believe it was a national monument, but they have now made it a national park.
Okay.
And we also went to the Great Sand Dunes. Where's that, in Colorado?
That's in Colorado, yeah.
And we liked both. We really enjoyed both, but we loved White Sands. So if you're into that, you can rent sleds or buy sleds and sled down the dunes, and it is very fun. It is so white that it actually looks like snow there.
Yeah.
So we got some gorgeous pictures there and had a blast. It is very difficult to climb the sand dunes over and over. It's okay at first, but the more you climb to slide back down, I mean, it will wear you out. So I'd say it was my preference to go in the cold weather. It was a little cold when we went to White Sand Dunes, and it made it a little more fun. We were like getting dehydrated at the other sand dunes.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was summertime, so.
Yeah. Okay, so then in Utah was really pretty. We really loved Utah, and Manning, our oldest son, his very favorite national park we've ever been to is Zion National Park, and we all loved that. It's kind of a unique national park. I mean, there were
Yeah,
tons of visitors there, and just tons of everything was gorgeous
yeah.
at Zion.
I think they get one of the top three as far as visitors per year. And
But if you go there first and you've never been to National Park, don't get used to how organized they are there. They have a bus system, they take you all over the place. It's very organized, way more organized than I think any other national park that we've been to. We've been to a lot now. Let's see, we went over to California pretty early on in our travels, and we wanted to mention California. I wouldn't say one particular place stood out to me. How about you?
no,
It was just a lot of fun traveling all over. I think we
yeah,
stayed in
there's
6 or 7 different places.
yeah,
So,
California is so diverse. I mean, there's so many different things to do there. So yeah, I mean, I do one thing I remember from there is General Sherman, which is the biggest tree in the world.
yeah.
So that stood out to me. Besides that, I mean, like you go from desert to you can go to
Beach.
the beach, and then you can go to the mountains. I mean, you
Yeah.
got all sorts of different things to do in California.
Yeah. The whole experience was fun traveling to California. And then we went to Williams, Arizona, which is near the Grand Canyon, and we absolutely loved it there. I wouldn't say we got out much because it was the week of Thanksgiving and a snowstorm came, which was very rare for there. 24 inches of snow. We had a blast. That is the most snow that us and our kids have ever played in outside of me going to Colorado when I was younger, and probably you too.
Same, yeah.
It was fun but wild. So we went. We did not hike at the Grand Canyon because it was very, very cold. The day we went, we were doing good to just
Yep.
look. Williams is a very charming town, and I would say that's a great place to stay if you're wanting to visit the Grand Canyon.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's like the downtown shopping kind of thing. If you like that, they have the Polar Express, which we did, and we had
That was fun.
snow for that, which was awesome.
So it was a train you
Yeah, the
ride,
little
and it was
train.
similar to like the movie.
Right.
Kids loved that.
Yeah. So they have that. They have other things there too. It was, yeah, a really cool town.
Yeah. And then we'll skip over to Florida. We did go to Disney World. That was our Christmas gift last year to our kids. Both sets of grandparents went in because, as you can imagine, that was a pricey trip for our family of 12. However, you can go to our blog, which I've linked below, if you want some money saving tips. I would say we did that trip for pretty low cost considering our big family, and I did blog about some money saving tips. But kids absolutely love Disney World. We went in January. I think that was the perfect time of year to go. The lines weren't bad. The weather was perfect. My mom and aunt went with us. We had a great time. And then we went over to San Augustine, Florida. Very charming, cute town. Highly recommended. I won't talk about a lot of RV parks on here because, you know, it's been hit or miss on if we've liked RV parks, but that one really stood out as an RV park. So we thought was super cool. It's called Bryn Mawr. Very expensive for an RV park, but worth it. It was a short walk to the beach, and you could see the beach out our RV window. So we were right there on the beach. That was fun. And then we went over and went to the San Augustine Lighthouse, which was really neat. Just a really pretty, charming area.
Yes, I like that area.
Yeah. One of our favorite places that we visited along our route was Savannah, Georgia. So you hear about that. So that wasn't that much of a surprise to us, but very charming. We went on a carriage ride, which was awesome. The whole downtown is like brick streets. There's River Street there, which is really popular right along the river. And we loved River Street. It was really cool. We went and got some world famous pralines from there and walked along that street. We thought it was a really cool place because it was so multicultural. That did surprise us, how multicultural Savannah is.
Yes.
Met a lot of friendly people and even enjoyed going to the Seed Church there. It was a really neat church, one that stood out in our travels as a really cool church that we visited.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, we're just really, like, the Southern hospitality is alive and well in Savannah, Georgia. If you want to meet friendly people, that's the place to go.
Very true. Then we went to Asheville and Charlotte, North Carolina. We loved both of those. Again, kind of same feel as San Augustine, Florida, and Savannah, Georgia, just that same southern charm and lots of pretty colorful houses. The
Mansion.
The Biltmore Estate.
Right.
Very neat to visit.
Yeah.
And walk there.
Comes from the descendant from the Vanderbilt, who owned all the railroads in the country. So, yeah, if you want to know how much money the Vanderbilts had, well, one of their grandsons built this giant mansion in Asheville. Huge.
Very cool to go
cool
there.
To go.
We also mined for gyms with some friends there, and that was really fun too. The kids had never done that, and we thought that was neat. Then we went to Stone Mountain, Georgia. Have a little bit of bad memories there. That is where I ended up in the ER with a massive kidney stone. However, we had a blast prior to my kidney stone fiasco. So Stone Mountain was really cool. We stayed actually in Stone Mountain Park, and they have RVs there. They're not the most level sites, and you have to look around for a good RV site, but definitely worth staying there. It was really pretty, and it was just fun. We got to hike up the mountain. You could also ride the sky lift. We did that with some friends up the mountain. And then there was like a fake snow portion where you could go tubing and stuff like that down part of it, and so we did that. That was a lot of fun.
Kids had a blast.
Yeah. Then Montana. Can't not talk about Montana. So we went to 3 different places in Montana. Really don't have to go into all the places because you can go anywhere in Montana. I will say Montana is the only state, driving through it, and we drove through the whole state pretty well from one side to the other, that every single inch of Montana is pretty. Yeah. So, people who say that, it's true.
It's true. Beautiful lakes,
gorgeous
trees, mountains, everything. They got it all.
Yes. And Kalispell was probably one of our favorite places to stay there. It was really neat. From Kalispell, we went to Glacier National Park. That was, again, up there with Zion on one of our absolute favorite parks.
Breathtaking views for sure.
Yes, and we went to the top of the park, up
Oh.
like the mountain.
Unforgettable hike. We like hiked across snow, like in the middle of the summer.
And so it was melted. We
Yeah.
were slipping. I had the boys helping me because I had Bravely on my back, and the big girls helping little girls, and Ryan was helping River, or else having her on his back and helping other little girls.
Yeah.
We barely made it back down the mountain. I mean, it was
dark. Yeah.
dark basically when we got back down, but it was a hike to remember. Our little kids were crying by the end of it, and we promised them Chick-fil-A. We were so late getting down. We were like, the promised Chick-fil-A is going to have to come tomorrow because all the Chick-fil-A's are closed. So it was a little crazy. Thank heavens, you may not know this, it doesn't get dark until 10 p.m. in Montana in the summer. So that was wonderful. We needed that light on our side.
Yes, we did.
So then we went over to Seattle, Washington, and one of my favorite things there was something very weird. The gum wall downtown. So people are very mixed on their feelings about that. A lot of people think it's cool. People were even taking engagement photos down there. It is chewed gum that people take out of their mouth and stick on in this alley. But we all bought some chewing gum, we're blowing bubbles, and got a slew of great pictures in that alley, and I thought it was cool. We grossed, half the world out, and half the world thought it was neat and cool.
Yeah.
Also in Washington, we went over to Astoria. Astoria is really cute and charming. And then we went to Cape Disappointment. They had a gorgeous lighthouse on a little peak there over the ocean that was really pretty. And then we met some friends actually who read our blog and went over to their place on Long Beach Peninsula, and it was really pretty over there and neat as well.
That was really cool.
Yeah. And then we went to Oregon, and we really liked Oregon. Oregon was, we stayed right across the state line from Washington, so we were kind of back and forth from Washington and Oregon. Went at that upper part of Oregon, but it was a lot of fun in Oregon. And then we made our way down to Crater Lake. Definitely worth visiting. In Oregon. It is the bluest water you will ever see, and just really cool to look at.
Right. Even our kids recommend that to people.
Yeah.
They loved it.
Yellowstone National Park, another one that's up there with our top 3 national parks. It's all it's cracked up to be. I was dying to see that rainbow pool, and that was my favorite.
So beautiful.
Yes, the geyser, Old Faithful was really cool, but I loved the rainbow pool.
Yeah, that was pretty.
But we did get to see Old Faithful blow, and that was neat. And there's just tons of boiling mud pots and geysers and different things around there. So definitely, if you're not a national park person, but you'd be interested in seeing something cool at a national park, that's a good national park to visit, because you'll be sure to see a lot of neat things that you've probably never seen before.
Definitely.
So, and then Colorado. Lots of people love Colorado. It's a great place to visit. We visited the Colorado Springs area. We tried to stay in Estes Park, but they were booked up, so I think that would be a neat area to stay. But the Colorado Springs area is awesome.
Yeah.
Anywhere between like there and Denver is just tons of stuff to do. Garden of the Gods was gorgeous. It happened to be my birthday, and Ryan surprised me with a photographer who took family photos of us at Garden of the Gods, and they turned out great, and that was pretty exciting. couldn't get me a better gift than pictures of all my babies.
Scored on that one. That was
yeah. So
good.
we really liked Colorado Springs. We stayed at Yellowstone there, and Yellowstone's, if you haven't heard of them, and if you RV, are really fun parks. They're a little more expensive, but they have high activity, fun things to do for kids. So worth a splurge here and there to stay at a Yellowstone. The one there in Larkspur, Colorado, near Colorado Springs, was my favorite Yellowstone that we've stayed at, and probably one of my favorite RV parks. Definitely one of the kids. It was really neat. Then going into Missouri, we stayed in Branson. Branson's very neat, tons to do. I mean, you can't even name everything to do. There's dinner shows and putt-putt and just every fun thing you could possibly think of. It's similar to our favorite place, which I'm not going to tell you yet. We're saving the best for last. It's kind of similar to that, but it's a neat place to visit. Branson, Missouri, and St. Louis, Missouri, we also visited, and it's very cool. We rode a tram up to the top of the arch. I did not know that was possible until we were there, so that was cool.
Yeah, very cool.
And the St. Louis City Museum was really, really cool also in St. Louis. A very unique, second favorite museum aside from Meow Wolf.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, I think our kids, I would say they would say that was probably their favorite. You think over Meow Wolf even?
Yeah.
They had a really good time there.
We didn't stay long enough. Planned to stay hours at that museum all day long.
There's a lot to do in that museum.
Yes. We loved visiting the Ark in Kentucky. I mean, what's cooler than seeing this huge, massive Ark that you've heard about since you're a little kid? It was super cool to go see a life-size Ark. Okay, now we're narrowing down to our last two places. Okay, we're gonna do our most surprising cool place we've been, and then our very favorite place we've ever been. So the place that we were most surprised, very surprised how cool it was.
Very surprised.
Was Rapid City, South Dakota. So much fun.
Yeah.
There's
a lot to do there.
Tons to do there. We stayed at American Buffalo Resort. It is a little scary to drive through that RV park because it's a little hilly, but gorgeous. I'd stay there again. Yeah. It was a great park to stay at. We went to Mount Rushmore, which was really neat. And honestly, that's kind of all we thought we were going to do there. We were like, oh, well, there's Mount Rushmore, and I'm sure it'll be pretty there, so yay. Thank goodness we planned to stay 2 weeks there. I don't know why we did, because we normally only stay 1 week.
Right.
But we needed the 2 weeks. There was so much to do. We went to Bear Country, USA, where we got to see tons of real bears.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went to Badlands National Park. That was really cool park to visit.
Yeah, my favorite, Needles Highway. So, Needles Highway basically is it's a long stretch of road with there's 3 tunnels that you go through. Not your ordinary tunnel. These are like chipped out of the rock with a little chipping hammer, and we barely fit, y'all. Like we're talking 8 foot wide, like about 10 feet tall, and our van is 9 feet tall. So
yeah, we put the mirrors in. We could have made it with them out, but barely. And it's called going through the eye of the needle. So we took a picture there in the eye of the needle with our van. That's just a really pretty highway to drive down. And anyway, and then going through that eye was pretty cool.
That was very cool.
Definitely one of Ryan's favorite moments.
Yes, I loved it.
He was texting a lot of people, that picture of our van in the eye of the needle.
I got out, stopped traffic, had to take my picture.
Yeah, and it's hard to describe how cool Rapid City is, but there's just a lot to do around there, and a lot of outdoor hiking and waterfalls. And I know we went to a canyon. I could not recall the name of it right now. On the last day we were there, that was a little bit of a drive, but not bad. That was gorgeous, and we hiked to a waterfall that I loved. So lots of good outdoor hiking stuff, but also some cool indoor stuff if outdoor isn't your thing. So
yeah, we went to Crazy Horse Memorial, and so they're still building Crazy Horse. They've been building it for like 20 years or something, maybe more. Anyway, so our kids have a picture of what it looks like now. So 20 years from now, if they go, it will be
more developed.
Further down the line.
It's similar to Mount Rushmore, where they're etching out Crazy Horse, the Indian, in the side of the mountain. All right, what is our number one favorite place to visit? Ironically, we had gone here on vacation when we had 5 kids and I was pregnant with our 6th, and it is still our favorite place to visit.
By far.
It is Gatlinburg,
Pigeon Forge,
Tennessee.
Yep.
So there is so much to do there. Dinner shows. We love the Comedy Barn. It's hysterical. It's just a show, and it's for kids and adults. Just hilarious.
Yeah, I laugh so hard I cry every time. Like the second time I've already seen the show and I still die laughing.
Yes. And then the Dixie Stampede is just a really fun dinner show. You get a whole little rotisserie chicken to yourself on your plate. It's hilarious. The kids thought that was funny. Yeah. It's like a miniature one, but still. We took old time family photos there. That's pretty popular to do there. That was really cool. And you can visit the Smoky Mountain National Park, which we did and loved. And just driving around Gatlinburg is really charming. We stayed at the KOA in Pigeon Forge, which we really like the KOA. We've gone there twice in the past year because we liked it so much, just that area. And the KOA is nice, but a couple of our friends have stayed at the Ridge and loved it. And we've heard that's like one of the top RV parks out of RV parks, so we'll try that out next time we go. Tons of fun putt-putt places there.
Yeah.
Dinner shows.
Well, then our favorite theme park, probably besides Disney World, would be Dollywood.
Yes. Dollywood is a different kind of theme park. So you've got all the rides, but you also have all these old skills, like craftsman type skills.
Like blacksmithing.
Candle dipping. Our kids candle dipped there. And then you've also got the rides. I would say if you have little kids and big kids, or only one or the other, Dollywood is a good place to go. They have tons of rides that even small children can do, but also a lot of cool roller coasters and stuff for older kids. So perfect balance for big kids and little. So that is, we haven't even gone to everywhere yet. We've heard Wonderworks is really cool. It's like an upside down house with fun things to do. We'll go there probably next time we visit, but that's a place we'd go again and again.
Yeah.
And I guess since we're in Tennessee, I'll mention we love the Nashville area so much that after all of our traveling, if we were to pick somewhere besides Texas to live, right here, right now, today, we would pick near Nashville, Tennessee.
Definitely, yeah.
Very cool place, very cool area, very beautiful state. Weather similar to Texas, but just slightly cooler and not as humid.
That's right.
So, which is nice. But anyway, hope you have enjoyed today and maybe can plan yourself a fun family vacation out of this video and find some cool places for you to go. Please leave us a comment below on some places you visited that aren't in our video so that you can give us ideas of where we may want to visit next, and especially if you have any ideas in the Northeast, because we are getting ready to plan our route there, and so we'd love any ideas regarding the Northeast states.
That would be great.
Hope you're doing well. I'll mention this Texas freeze. Oh, a lot of our friends have been roughing it. We have had it very well, but I'm really sorry if you have been one of those people who have been crazy without power in the cold for hours upon hours. We've had friends in their houses in 30-degree weather. It's been awful.
Yeah, it's been really bad.
And so I'm really thankful with my parents. We have been unable to find propane anywhere within, like, I don't know, 180 miles from us. I mean, there isn't any. And so pray for Texas. Pray they get that power back up going for everybody, get the propane back here, and can get everything fixed up, because there are a lot of people struggling, tons of people. Ryan's a plumber, so I've gotten tons of messages and stuff looking for advice with busted pipes and things like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's been a little rough, so hopefully you're doing well where you're at, and hope you get all your pipes fixed, all your problems handled, and we'll
get some heat back on.
That's right. So we'll see you next time.
See y'all later.
Bye.